Yes, you can start your podcast with a single light setup if you know how to modify your light. A single light source can help you to be more creative because you have just a single light, and your goal will be how to get the best out of that light. And that makes a lot of sense because in most cases, you won't have luxury of everything you need. You just still have to improvise to get the result you have in mind. In this case, we're using a light without any diffusion because by default, your light is going to be without diffusion. And if you choose to use it that way, one of the things you need to notice is that your shadow is going to be so pronounced because it's high contrast light, and high contrast light will give you a high contrast shadow. If you want to take off the shadow, you can change the direction of the light. If you move the light up a bit, the shadow will go to the back. And if you move the light either to the right or to the left, the shadow will fall to the right or to the left. Sometimes you just want to soften things up and make it look more flat, and that is what diffuser does. And there are two ways to do this. I can use this basic fabrics, place it in front of my light. I'm going to get a bit of diffusion, and I can also use a softbox, which would also help with the diffusion. But in most cases, you might not have a softbox, but I'm sure you would have a white fabric in your house or in your studio to use. And we're going to start with that. So let's diffuse the lights with a fabric to see how it looks. This is a diffuse light. If I increase the brightness, then it's going to be better, but it improves, the quality of the light a little bit. The bigger your diffusion, the softer your light becomes. But what I've done is just to place, the fabric in front of the light, which is not really that high level diffusion. It's just going to improve your lighting a little bit. It's still going to work if that's all you have. But what if we had a softbox? Another way to modify a high contrast light is to use softbox. Softbox would improve your light quality because it controls the spread of the light and also controls the intensity of the light. Most softboxes will come with 2 to 3 diffusion. We have the first diffusion, the second diffusion, and then we have a grid which also controls the direction of the light. So softbox is really a good thing to have. The beautiful thing about softbox is that it improves the quality of the light and also create that flat image, which in a way is good for podcast production and other forms of production. And in this case right now, I just have a softbox in front of me, almost like a 15 degree to the left, and it looks really nice because it shapes the light and makes it look really better. So there are different ways to modify your light using softboxes. One of them is the direction or the position of your light. If you move the light either to the left or to the right, you're going to get a different look, and it all depends on what you want. But in most cases, if it's just going to be like a podcast production where you don't have plenty of lights, I'm just going to go for this kind of a look, which in a way is a bit flat. But if you're trying to make it more cinematic, then you have to move the lights around. So I'm just going to move the lights around a little bit to show you how to even make it more cinematic. The first thing I've done is to change the direction of the light. And what I've done is to raise it up a little bit and then make it face me a bit as well, around 45 degree or thereabout. And what you'll see is that the light is coming from the top and from almost the side, not completely from the front of me. So placing the light above me improves the lighting itself, because in this case, I'm getting evenly more lit light, but you can see it casts shadow to the lower part of my jaw, and it's looking like a bit of a high contrast shadow, which is as a result of the size of the softbox. But if we use a bigger softbox, the shadow would not be so visible. So this is another creative way to light your scene. What I've done is to place the light directly above me and move it a little bit to the left, just to create that contrast. And the beautiful thing about this is that this is excellent if you're trying to get something more cinematic, not, an evenly lit scene where everything is visible, but it helps a little bit. And one of the ways to actually improve this is if you have anything to bounce the light to your face. For example, I have a flat surface right here, which in a way is going to bounce a bit of the light. If this was a dark board, it's going to be much darker than this. So this is a more cinematic lighting, and you can use it for various scenes, for filmmaking and all of that. But for podcasting, this is not terrible. But one of the things you might actually have issues with is that your eyeballs might not be well lit. If you don't care about that, I think this is a really good style of, lighting, and I like it really because it's just so simple. You light up there and that's it. So this is another interesting way to light your scene by placing it to either the right side or the left side of your face. And what this is going to do is that it's going to, create a gradient in a way of brightness and darkness, but a part of your face is going to be well lit, which is going to be, in this case, my left side. And when it moves to the gradation to the right, it's going to be a bit darker. What I can do is now to move around here and then probably place my camera from here down to this direction. In this case, you will not lit in the entire part of your face, but you're just trying to get as much as you want. So it all depends on the look you want to achieve. As long as you stay creative with your lighting, you're going to get excellent results, whether you have a single light source, 2-point lighting, 3-point lighting, or more. You're still going to get an excellent result. See you on the next one. Yeah.